Hello, and thanks for taking the time to visit my website. My name is John McGurk. I'm 27 years old, and I'm standing as an independent in the Cavan Monaghan constituency. This is the most important election in my lifetime and probably in your lifetime. Because of how this country's been run, my brother, who's 25 years of age, had to leave this country to find work in the United Kingdom, and he's not alone, and in fact, he's one of the lucky ones. Because every day, people from Cavan and Monaghan and Louth and Meath and everywhere else in this country are leaving to go to find work in Australia and Canada and further afield, and they're doing it because of how this country has been run. It's a mind-boggling figure, but we're spending €18 million a day in interest payments alone, just in interest payments, on money that we borrowed to pay back banks. Not on money that we borrowed to improve the health service or the education service or to grow our economy, but we're spending €18 million a day in interest to give to banks. And because of how this country has been run, Fine Gael and Labour now believe that it is their turn to have a go, and they think that you're so desperate for change that you're going to vote in Enda Kenny and Eamon Gilmore without them taking the responsibility to explain to you exactly what they're going to do in this election. So, for that reason, I'm standing as an independent. And I'm standing as an independent hoping to join people like Senator Shane Ross and Paul Somerville and Stephen Donnelly running in Wicklow and other people to form a bloc of people in the Dáil who can actually argue for the real change that we need. Because we can't continue to do politics as we've always done it in this country. We can't continue to send people who've been there for 35 years into office and hope that they'll make a difference when they haven't had a real job since 10 years before I was born. You can't continue to send money to the IMF and the EU to pay back German banks who made mistakes when they invested in Anglo-Irish and AIB and Bank of Ireland. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that somebody on social welfare in Cavan and Monaghan has to take a 7% pay cut when the billionaires in Germany and France aren't taking a penny off their wages. And the worst thing is that the political parties standing to replace the current government call it a bailout. It's not a bailout, at least not for us, it's a bailout for German bankers. We can't have a situation where civil servants in Dublin earn €120,000, €130,000 a year, and they're protected by a CROKE Park deal that sees your wages cut while they continue to earn massive amounts of money because Fine Gael and Labour are too terrified to stand up to the unions. And we can't allow them to confuse the situation by saying that somehow they're going to be a change. If you're a farmer in this constituency, bear in mind that when Labour get into government, they've promised to introduce a climate change bill that's 10 times worse than anything that the Green Party are going to introduce. And we also can't accept the fact that changing the Seanad is going to somehow change our politics when we need much deeper reforms. I don't think that you should go into the Dáil and be allowed to stay there for 40 years. I think you should go in and be asked to leave after 15. We need new ideas, we need new people, we need youth and energy, and we need a system that ensures that we can't make the mistakes of our past. If you read this website, you will see extensive proposals on political reform and extensive proposals on how to fix our economy. And those aren't just my proposals. They're proposals that are shared with a range of independents running around this country. You will be told over the next couple of weeks that voting for an independent is wasting your vote. And that might have been true in the past, but it's not true anymore because on this occasion, people are ready to see real change and people are ready to work together. You will also be told that I don't know anything about Monaghan Hospital or that I don't know anything about our schools, and that's simply not true. But what they won't tell you is that every time somebody leaves this county to go abroad or go to a different country, that weakens the argument for retaining our hospital. It weakens the argument for retaining our schools, and it weakens the argument to stop them building pylons right across our constituency. We need jobs, we need people, and we need a strong two-county economy. And for that reason, I'm standing on a platform of actually taking the decisions, which aren't actually that hard. We keep hearing people saying that the decisions are very hard or they're going to be very difficult. They aren't going to be very difficult. What we need to do is set out a plan which sees the correct people taking the pain and the right people being supported and standing up, frankly, to a European Union and an IMF that have dictated how this country is being run for far too long. So I'm standing before you as a candidate in this election. I'm no oil painting, and I'm a bit young maybe. But the one thing I can guarantee you is that I'll work every day that you elect me to the Dáil, both on behalf of us here in Cavan Monaghan and on behalf of this country that we're also proud to call home. So thank you for taking the time. Please read the website, and please, on February 25th, consider giving me your vote. Thanks very much.